Hey there, it's Alicia here at New VA Advice, where I offer business, marketing, and mindset coaching to help virtual assistants and service providers get out of overwhelm and create a business that they love. So today I want to talk about tracking money in your business. You need to know what's going in, what's coming out of your business. My disclaimer on this is not legal or tax professional advice. I'm not an attorney. I am not a tax professional, but this is an informative session based on best practices for businesses that are US based. Okay, so that's my disclaimer for you. So when we talk about tracking money in your business, there are two things that come top of mind for me about this topic. Number one is knowing how you're collecting money from clients and where you're storing that money. And then number two is about getting into the tracking of your income and expenses in your business. So let's start with collecting money from clients. Well, you need a place to house the money, first of all. So you might have to back up a step there. Not just how are you getting it from them, but where are you putting it? Well, you need a separate bank account for your business. The IRS requires that business and personal finances stay separate. So you have so many options nowadays with online banking, or check where you bank personally and see about getting a separate account for your business there. So many options, affordable ways to do it. Often you can open a new account completely for free. You don't even need to keep a minimum amount in the account for a lot of places. So do some investigating and see what the best option is for you for a separate bank account. So that's the first piece. You want to have that separate account. Now, how will clients pay you? How are you getting the money from them to put in this really awesome bank account that you can't wait to fill up with lots of money from your business? Well, again, there are a lot of options here as far as payment processing, and especially when you're looking at accepting money from clients online. So you could do research and find different options, and we'll get into that. But what I also want to say with this is you're not going to be able to get away from payment processing fees. A lot of times people want to know what's the cheapest way to accept payments from clients online. Either way you slice it, there will be fees. It is the cost of doing business, and it's the cost of doing business online. Someone's got to process that money for you. So I promise you there's not some magical way to have this all taken care of, and you want everything on the up and up. So there's going to be processing fees. Know that it's the cost of doing business. Find an option for collecting money that makes sense for you, and know that you get to write those processing fees off on your taxes. They count as a business expense, which we will also talk about in this session, okay? So I just want to get that out of the way first. Now, so how are you collecting money? Well, PayPal is a super easy way. Honestly, you can set up a business account there, and then you have the ability for free to use that to send invoices to clients and also send estimates. So most of you are probably familiar with it, but I'll give you the basics just in case you don't know. You can send a client an invoice via PayPal. You do it through there, send it to their email address. When they pay it, the money will go into your PayPal account. When you set up your PayPal account, you link your business bank account to that PayPal account. So then once the client pays and the money's in your PayPal account, you can then choose to transfer the money from your PayPal account into your business account, and they do that for free. There aren't any fees for the transfer. Okay, so that's kind of how it works, the basic setup. You can also easily print out income reports. So if you're using just that account for all of your business money coming in and going out, they also make reports really easy in there, a couple of clicks, and you can get the reports that you need for taxes and to keep track of those things. Okay. Another great tool that you could use for payment processing is called Wave, W-A-V-E. So this is another one where you are able to send invoices and accept payments, and then again, link with your bank account so that you can transfer that money into your bank account. You can also track your expenses in this one, so it's kind of an all-in-one and a great option to think about. Again, there are a lot of different payment processing tools. I will give you a link to an article that talks about this more in the comments that go with this video, okay? So you can always check that out. But I'm giving you two simple basic ones. Again, I'm all about get started. Don't let things hold you back. If you're not sure, here are two basic ones. Check them out and pick one and get started, okay? Now let's talk about tracking expenses. Well, you need to track the expenses in your business. You need to report it for taxes. You need it for yourself. Just as a business owner, you should know the money that's going out of your business. And many things in your business will count as a tax write-off. And in order to track these things, you can use something like Wave. We just talked about you can track expenses in Wave. Again, there are other tools like this. I personally use FreshBooks. I've been using them for years. You can also use them for invoicing as well. But I like using them for expense tracking, which again, a lot of these tools will do this. It breaks it down into sections for you so that you know when you're marking something as a business expense. It'll categorize for you. That's the word I wanted, categorize. Okay, so what are some common business expenses? I want to give you some examples. Now, this is not a be-all, end-all list because everyone's services are different and the tools and software that you use in your business might be different than someone else. But I can give you some basic ideas of some items and categories that you might want to be thinking about when you're thinking about tracking expenses. So, office equipment and supplies. These are things like your computer, laptop, tablet, paper, if you use a planner, pens, any of that office supply stuff that you'd use for your business. Coaching, educational courses, and books. If you pay to work with a coach, if you take any kind of skills course or a services course, you buy a business book, all of that counts as expenses. Tools and software that you use for your business. We talked about some of these in a previous video, something like Dropbox, or if you use Photoshop for design, if you have list building software, anything having to do with your website and the fees for that, all business expenses. Your payment processing fees, which we just talked about a minute ago. If you have a dedicated office space in your home, depending on the laws for where you live, you may be able to claim part of your utilities on your taxes. You can mark it as a business expense. Do you have lights in there? Do you have internet in there? Some people might even have a bathroom, office with bathroom, okay? So those are things to consider. You may be able to write as a business expense all or part of your phone bill if you're using that phone for your business. Like I said, there are others, but these are just some basics to give you an idea, and sometimes it depends on the services that you're offering and the different tools and software that you use in your business, as well as the laws in your area. So, some extra tips for tracking. Like I said, use one of these tools that we talked about because it's going to make it so easy to just enter things in there and have everything you need. But these are some extra tips when you're tracking your income and your expenses. I personally try to be as paperless as possible, and it also helps me carry light with my business so I can pick up and go anywhere I want. So what I like to do is scan in any receipts if I have hard copy receipts, and most of the software that you're using for tracking expenses will allow you to scan in and include that image in with that item that you're marking as an expense. So that's really cool. Also, make tracking a habit. So as soon as you purchase something, go ahead and mark that expense right in your software that you're using. Kind of make it an automatic thing. What goes together? When I buy it, I have to mark down that I bought it. It'll help you. If you get into the habit of it, it'll get easier to do. The other thing you can do with some of this software, for example, I can do it in FreshBooks, is you can auto track certain monthly expenses. So for example, my list building software or Dropbox, that is an automatic fee that I pay every single month that I have set up with those companies. So I can also automatically note it as an expense in my tracking software every single month. So that's just another little tip that'll help you when tracking expenses. So that's my best advice for the basics of tracking money in your business. Like I said, I will also add a link in the comments of this video for an article that kind of goes into detail of some of this, as well as gives you more ideas for the tracking, invoicing, accounting software. We talked about different tools that you could use like Wave and PayPal and FreshBooks. There's a whole list of them and why certain service providers choose ones over others. But again, pick something and get started. So, If you want to learn more about all things money in your business and get this all figured out for yourself so that you feel you have a good, solid foundation for this business that you want to create and love, then I invite you to join me for session 2 of the Business Workshop series. That session is all about money, taxes, pricing. We're going to go over all that stuff. So you're going to get the tools you need to do it in your business, but then you will get the accountability with me in the form of a private Facebook group to actually put it into place and then ask questions, so that you keep going and that you feel like you're doing it right. You have somebody else to talk to who's done this before, and you're moving on, you're doing the steps, and then you can customize it for your business. You can come in and ask me specifically for your situation, for the services that you provide in the market that you help. Does this make sense? And I am happy to help you do it. So you can find information about that at newvaadvice.com/workshops. And like I said, this is session 2. You'll see there are 3 sessions listed there because if you go through each one, I'm taking you in order of all the pieces that you need to build a successful business. So session 2 is all about money. So again, check that out at newvaadvice.com/workshops. Questions, comments on this concept of tracking money, income, and expenses, please leave them below. I love to hear from you. And I think that's it for today. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thanks.